All right, let's go, baby.
What's going on, folks? Happy Money Monday. Awesome Monday in our personal lives. Brutal day in the markets. Everything's just bleeding red. But we got a lot to cover.
Yep, if you guys saw today, cryptocurrencies went down. Stocks, led by a tech sell-off, they decreased as well, pretty much across the board.
So today, a big indicator that a lot of people just in the finance world have been looking at is the 10-year Treasury bond yields. What that means right now is to begin the year, kind of with the whole pandemic, they were around like 1%.
Yeah, they were below 1%. And 10-year bonds, they're important because they're tied to mortgage interest rates. And as bond yields increase, it becomes more expensive to borrow there. So what are they at right now?
Yeah, so today they closed at 1.363%.
Damn.
And so what that means with the bonds, when the interest rates go up, bond prices go down. And what that tells you with investor sentiment, it means the people that did own the bonds, they're trying to get that money out of the bonds, willing to sell them for a lower price, pushing the yields up, and they're putting them in more risky investments like equities. So it's telling you right now that it's a bullish sentiment. People think the markets are still going to do good. Interesting to see with how poorly they've been doing this past week. But then to kind of dive into that, Fed Chair Jerome Powell is going to talk in front of the Senate Bank Committee tomorrow.
And why do you think that's a big deal?
Fed Chair Jerome Powell, he basically says the monetary policy of the Fed. And right now they've been very dovish. What dovish means is the central banks are doing everything they can to basically keep interest rates low, make borrowing very easy. However, with inflation kind of becoming a real big concern with a lot of people, they might give a more hawkish tone. And what hawkish means is they're going to raise interest rates possibly. They're going to try to keep up with inflation, not let it run away from us. We don't know what's going to happen. People always look at his word choice. It's very thought out statements, and it gives a lot of sentiment of just kind of how the Fed's going to kind of go. Just a big thing to look out for this week.
Yep. And Jerome Powell, Fed policy is very important because if they're keeping interest rates low, it allows people to borrow very cheaply and continue to stimulate the economy. The problem is, over time, sustained low interest rates and overborrowing, that can lead to inflation and higher levels of debt than can be paid back. But apart from Fed policy, there's also fiscal policy. And fiscal policy is the policy that the government creates. That is taxation, and that is also help through stimulus and things like that. That's how they spend their money to stimulate the economy. Well, there's hopes that the $1,400 stimulus that will get voted on later this week, it could go all the way into early March. That's when people are thinking it may be passed. This would apply to right now a little bit lower income earner in terms of threshold. I believe they're talking in the 50,000s. However, maybe should get raised at this point, but we'll see. That'll be $1,400. So far, this is a $2 trillion package. They've already given out $3 trillion in prior stimulus. It was $1,200 checks in April, and then $600 later, subsequent round 2 of stimulus. So we'll see if we get round 3. That would also help influence the economy, see how stocks are going. But right now, yeah, we got investors concerned about whether Fed Chairman Jerome Powell, what he's going to say later this week.
Yeah,
and
it just seems like the vaccine rollout, I think it's kind of good news because like people are kind of, maybe we're hopefully getting to the end of this dark tunnel, but now we're going to have to basically see everything we have to clean up with all the decisions we've made.
I saw Fauci say that we might have to wear masks in 2022.
Yeah.
I'm like, oh my God, this is lasting much longer than I anticipated. But
we're going to basically see all the effects of everything we've had to do.
This is unprecedented. We can't,
Can't predict anything at this point.
Yeah, who knows? But all right, guys, happy Money Monday. Woo!